Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 4. Have I mentioned how much I like this theme? It just sounds so adventurous. Like airship music. I wonder if I can't remember if it's used for any of the airships or not. Anyway, monsters! Anyway, last time we got here to the Giant of Babil. And we took the first leg of the journey here. And I still have the Thunderclaw. Good. This is the last arm. And he just doesn't seem to do all that much. He targets you, and that seems to be about all he does. Maybe he does some attacks that I don't end up seeing because I kill him too fast. Who knows? I wouldn't worry too much about this fight. Electromagnetic field. What's that do? Nothing! Yay! Yeah, not too much to worry about in this fight. Just take him out with your normal attacks and... okay. The hell with spells. What do we need those for anyway? And you can also steal those alarms from him earlier. You can steal alarms from him like you could the Searchers earlier. And those Searcher enemies, those round ones that looked a lot like him, they will summon enemies if you attack them. And similar to other enemies we've seen early in the game that do that. But yeah, they can do that, and you can go against a whole bunch of enemies in one fight, should you choose. By the way, those Searchers have to be the only enemy in the battle for them to actually summon an enemy. So if there you run into a battle like I just did with a Searcher and a couple of cannon mech thingies, you can... I don't need to heal. What am I doing? Saving would be a good idea, though. Yeah, let's save. What was I saying? Yeah, so they have to be alone so that you can actually, you know, get them to summon more enemies. They're not going to summon 1,000 enemies at the same time. Anyway, let's continue on. Inside the giant. It's not a very specific game, is it? Symmetrical. I can't move. Ooh, I wonder what this is. Oh, right. I remember these guys. Well, that guy. That girl. That turtle. And that dead guy. Okay. It's an odd group, but the four emperors. At last, we fight them again. Didn't we already kill these guys? Yep. Anyway, Zemus has given them new life. Prepare yourselves. Wonder how the other emperors feel of Rubicante's honor in healing us there. Fight with all your might. Anyway, these are the four emperors. And this is a rather unique fight. And unfortunately, apparently the ATB gauges are taking forever to hurry up in this battle. Thank you! Let's start off this fight. You can use Mirage with Edge and, say, use Blink on Cecil to absorb some damage, but I don't find that they do all that much damage. And what am I looking for? I am looking for the Bacchus Wine. Basically, set up both Cecil and Edge with Bacchus Wine in this fight, and charge up for a Fire 3. I'm going to have my Tella wannabe and Rosa use haste on my fighters, and then in the next round I'll probably want to get some healing up. Probably should have given him a better weapon for this fight, but he's got the Thunderclaw on for a later part of this fight. Haste, I already used it on Cecil, so let's use one on Edge there. So get haste up, speed up our attacks, and Berserk to increase the damage. And you probably only want to cast Fire 3 once through the course of the start of this fight anyway, because Cecil and Edge should be able to do enough damage to, well, I guess I'll let you take a look. It says the four emperors. We're obviously not going to fight just one of them, so yeah. We're going to fight the other ones all in sequence. And let's use a Cure 3, just make sure everyone stays pretty good on life here. And I'm going to use Fusoya to... what am I going to use him to do? I'm going to haste up Iridia so that she can get some more spells in. There's my haste spell. And I guess it would probably be beneficial to cast slow on them, but I'm not sure if it carries throughout all of the enemies in this fight. I do want to kind of wait on standby with Rydia now that it's her turn and let the Berserkers bring out the next form of this boss. There it is. Now we want to hit him with Ice 3. You don't have to worry about his... Thank you for not using that on my fighters. Curse reduces your physical damage by half if I haven't mentioned that up until now. So, not too much to worry about. Not really anything else I can do other than maybe slow. Other than that, there's not a lot else to do in this fight. Once you get your prep down, you know, get your Berserkers up and running, you don't really have all that much to worry about. So here we got Ice 3. You don't have to worry about him closing his cloak. I think I started saying that and then got distracted. But yeah, he won't close his cloak, so you can just hit him with Ice regardless. I probably should have used Ice 3 with Fusoya, but oops, forgot about that. And I'll cast Haste on him during the next round. Get off one more Ice 3 before he changes forms. And he's got a Fire 3 of his own, though it's not very challenging to deal with. Let's use Ice 3 here. A few more attacks in. This is actually a relatively fun boss fight. Let's go with another slow him down a little more. I don't even remember if I hit him the first time with it. Flame Dragon. That's the one he beat Edge with the first time. It's a little better than Fire 3, but not really that much better. Now, come on, Rydia. Cast your spell. There we go. So that should be enough to trigger his next form. Yes. And now he's weak to lightning, so we want to hit him with Bolt 3. Slow him down a little more, or slow down the new form, either or. That's why I kept the Thunderclaw on him, just because he'll do a little more damage against this guy. And oddly enough, we only have one Emperor left after this, but for some reason, the game calculates it in a weird way or doesn't change the status when the next one comes on. So, wow, that's a lot of damage. Holy crap. So when Barbarisha pops out, she'll be weak to, I think, Holy and Lightning as well, even though she's normally not weak to Lightning. So you just want to keep pounding away with Bolt 3, and Edge will do a lot of damage with his weapon, so will Cecil with his, and she'll fall very, very quickly. Basically the reason why I left the Thunderclaw on him, even though he does a lot less damage in the earlier fights. He more than makes up for it with the amount of damage he does against the last two. Now, from what I remember seeing from the PSP version of the game, Barbarisha, the final one here, is no longer weak to lightning, because that was never intended on happening. It was just a bug or a glitch or whatever. So if you're playing the PSP version, it doesn't happen there. I'm not sure if that happens in the DS version or the Game Boy Advance version, but oh well. There we go. It cannot be! Why? Con! I don't know, I see her, you know, over-dramatically acting that. And of course, anytime somebody over-dramatically acts out a yell, you always think about Star Trek. And it's been a long time since I've seen any of those movies, actually. Should watch some Star Trek again. Anyway, I'm just going to hit up the tent here, gain a little bit of MP back, because oddly enough, they take you from one boss fight, and we're at the end of the area. So that's not the only boss fight in this area. There is another one. This one, okay, that was a lot longer fight than I wanted it to be. There is one more new enemy in this area, and I'd like to find it. Okay, there we go. Looking to show off this one. Took a few attempts, but this guy is a mock dragon or a mech dragon or whatever. Oddly enough, even though he's a machine, he is not weak to lightning. So the lightning claws and Bolt 3, not really the best way to go through this fight. Best way to go through this fight, stop. Yeah, the battle's pretty much over once you get stop off. Hopefully Fusoya does not die. Ass! You still got life too, though it does cost a lot, and good thing I'm right next to the save point. That's very helpful. Anyway, eventually we'll get him stopped, and he won't be able to do much of anything else. but he does have some pretty powerful attacks, has a lot of HP, and does take a while to kill. One thing I would like to use on him, well, doesn't really matter, I'm next to a save point. In a normal fight, if I met him along the way, I would use Sylph on him. The Sylph summon is very useful because it heals, and I need a little bit of healing. But other than that, yeah, you could use, I probably should have used Bio, something like that. Take him out a little bit faster. I'm not sure if Quake will work on him or not, believe it or not. I'm not entirely sure. Probably should have thought about that ahead of time, but I think technically he's flying. You know what, let's figure it out. I'm right next to a save point. Not that important. I won't lose that much MP from this. Let's see, does Quake hit you? Yes, it does. There we go. I answered my own question. And I didn't have to look anything up. Effort! Yay! Thank you. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all the new enemies that are in this area, so I'm just gonna use tents or cottage or whatever it is, and then I will meet you up where I fought those guys, the 4 emperors. There we go. I found it. Okay, we're back and all set up and ready to go for boss number 2. The giant's lung. Are we going to fight his lung? Are we going to give him cancer? Well, kind of, I guess. The giant's heart. Okay. I don't know my anatomy that well, but I don't think the heart is located inside the lung. Anyway, before we attack the control system, we have to destroy the defense system. It'll repair itself. Kind of like the dragon tank from Chrono Trigger. And the way it works, the bottom one is the, that one that just activated, will heal the big one. The big one is the control system. Bottom one is the defense node, or the defense system. And the top right one is the defense, whatever it is. Oops. No, unfortunately with this fight is he'll cast, on the main part, he'll cast Reflect before I can get a chance to charge a spell. So what I want to do is I don't want to kill the attack node because it'll make him go into really, really pissed off mode and he'll just kill everybody outright. It's not like one shot, but it's, I think node 199 or 399. It basically works like the Atomos summon in other games. It does a lot of damage, and I think in this case it one-shots one character at a time and he just keeps using nothing but that. So I want something single targeting so as to not kill the the attack node, but I do want to kill the defense node so that I can actually, deal enough damage to take it out, which means I can use the bio spell, take him out, hopefully. And you also, as you can see, they're floating there, so unfortunately I don't get to use Quake. Again, multi-targeting would not work all that well anyway. Alright, so let's use haste. And want to haste up Cecil and Rydia as well. Not a lot that Fusoya can do in this fight. Don't do that. I took the Thunderclaw off of Edge there because even though it looks like a machine, it's not classified as one and it's not weak to lightning, so can't really do much of anything there. So I gave him the boomerang so that he has a ranged attack. I don't need to do that. I need to cast haste. Cast haste. Unfortunately, there's almost nothing that Rosa can do after she hastes everybody up because Sylph will continue to heal us. And if you look at that, it only looks like it gave us about 300 HP from that, but it actually gives you substantially more than that, which is, I don't know why it glitches out in this version of the game. It shows the amount of HP you regain as being a lot less than what it actually is, which kind of sucks. So it's hard to know that it's actually as good as it is, but it is actually one of the more useful summons in the game, and it can really cripple the final boss because you can deal a lot of damage with it and heal at the same time. Sometimes it's even necessary to do that to keep up with all of his attacks. Considering, they've actually made a hard version and an easy version. I'm not sure if I've talked about that, considering how long this series has gone on. I can't do much of anything else, can I? Now I'll defend. But, yeah, so there's a hard type and an easy type, and this is the harder type of the game, which is the version I probably talked about this right at the beginning of the Let's Play, but the harder type has... Oh, I lost my train of thought. Why would you do that? Harder type... I have no idea. There's nothing that Fusoya can do in this fight. Kind of unfortunate. I have no idea what I was talking about. Not a clue. Oh yeah, the harder type actually has a relatively difficult final boss, especially the first time around. You know, the first time around it took me to a much higher level than I will be in this Let's Play before I was able to beat the final boss. It's actually one of the harder final bosses I've ever had to encounter. Now that I have a better strategy for it, it's not all that difficult at all. You could use his spirit, whatever it is. It doesn't do anything. It casts regen, spirit wave. It casts regen on the party, or Regan, or whatever it is. But it only does 10 HP per usage, and it doesn't happen nearly often enough to make it of any use. I don't know why he has the skill. It must be bugged or something. Maybe it works like Sylph and it actually gives you a lot more HP. Actually, no, I've looked at it while it's doing it and how much HP you're actually getting back. You only get back 10 HP. Go figure. So this guy shouldn't last too much longer. There you go. 10 HP. Woo! 10 HP is not nearly enough to do anything even at the start of the game, let alone, you know, at the end. And we're pretty much at the end of the game. So just keep going with Sylph and have your hasted guys take out the back one. You don't want to use Berserk in this fight because you'll end up killing the attack system and then he'll go ape shit on you and it won't end well. Put it that way. At least the animations aren't as long in, say, Final Fantasy IV as like Final Fantasy VII, in which case I've had to fast forward through a lot of the animations because they just take way too long. Thankfully, not much of an issue in this game. Almost got him, and he's gone. Yay! Money! Experience! And... uh-oh. Right, we killed something while inside of it. I think we're pretty much dead now. No? It stopped. We blew up the center, and now nothing else is going wrong. Okay, something's going wrong. Pay with your lives. Fusoya, how do you know this guy? Huh? What's going on here? Hey, flashy screen. And... what? What did you break? Apparently that exhausted him. Fusoya, what are you doing over there? Falling asleep next to Golbez, probably not the best thing in the world. What do you mean, what have you done? Yes, we've seen that throughout the entire game. Father's name? Luke, I am your brother? Yeah, they take this even farther from the Luke, I am your father to now you also have a twin sister. Cecil's brother. Well, now you can kind of look back at, say, this situation where Tella passed and where Golbez had basically the ability to destroy Cecil and didn't do it. You kind of see, you know, his own personality fighting through the mind control of Zemus here. Oh, okay. So why wasn't Cecil controlled? Anybody want to explain that? I guess you could kind of say that Cecil was controlled when he was a Dark Knight, but even when he was a Dark Knight in this game anyway, maybe prior to the events of this game, but pretty much the entire time he's had a moral center that's a lot, you know, more balanced, you know, for lack of a better term, than that of Golbez. I guess he was just, Golbez anyway, was more of an evil person to begin with. He had more hatred. Yeah, you could have. You were a Dark Knight, but even as a Dark Knight, like I was saying, you weren't that bad. And I guess Golbez went through a similar trial like Cecil did to become a paladin, though he failed his test. I'm assuming he didn't go to the same place, but he probably had some kind of test put forth or manipulated by Zemus, and he failed. And in doing so, he became Zemus's pawn. That kind of sounds like you're going to end yourself, but it is not the case. So now we have 6 party members. Wait a minute, what happened last time we had 6 party members? We lost 2. It's hard to do commentary when you're getting yelled at. Anyway, what was I saying? 6 party members. Yeah, the same thing happens this time. We lose 2 party members. Get himself killed. He's been stronger than us for the entire game. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything to help him at this point. Not really. We don't even know what Zemus is capable of at this point in the game. Manipulation, but he's still basically stuck on the moon. I don't know why we're so worried at this point, really. Cecil, whatever. Now what? Gotta get out of here. Okay. How are we gonna get out of here? Who said that? Oh no, the traitor's back. Let's kill him. Let's kill him. Oh yeah. Right, yeah, so Golbez is not evil anymore, I guess. So that means that Cain shouldn't be controlled either, even though they're both just, basically the same way they were before. Anyway, this video's gone on way longer than I wanted it to. I forgot how long the sequence was. So I'm going to end it right here, and next time we will start with the confrontation. Anyway, that's all for this episode, and I'll see you guys next time.